Hey guys, it's Jim. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for coming back to my channel. I appreciate it very much and hope you're doing well. Today I've got a little surprise gift, and that is this preset pack. There are 16 presets and they're all about shifting colors around in your images. So I came up with the amazingly creative title of Color Shifts. So it's no secret that I like color, but this isn't your normal sort of, hey, let's boost the saturation of the blues kind of thing, or let's just boost the saturation of the image, or make a sunset prettier. I'll admit, I mean, the presets are kind of weird, to be honest, but they're free. So if you don't like them, you can't complain about the price, right? Right. Okay, so let me just jump in and show you what I'm talking about. So I've loaded them. It'll show up as its own category called Color Shifts, right? I'm in that already. And you can see down here, here they are. So I've got bright orange shroud. I've got deep blue goodbye. And by the way, this is the sample image that is built into Luminar. This is not my photo. I'm going to show you some other photos. Here's Dreadful Lemon Sky, Dresser in Indigo. There's a lot of different things. This one's fade out, right? Kind of a faded color look. Here's one Fearful Yellow Eye. So every one of them is a bit of a color sort of orientation. Here's a cool one, looks pretty good here. It's called Tan and Sandy Silence. So it's just a bunch of stuff, and I'll admit, I mean, they're all like this, where you have bicolor toning. Let me see what else we got. We got a bunch of stuff here. There's a lot of things that have photo filters and curves, but they're all kind of strange. As I said, this is not your traditional, hey, let's make the colors pop sort of thing. You can do that a number of ways in Luminar, and you can see all my videos about that. But what I like to do with these presets is just stack them. So let me get another image and show you what I'm talking about. So this is an unedited image of a night shot, as you can see, from London. And I should probably talk about that for a second. To me, these presets are kind of like what I would call finishing touch presets. They're really mostly about shifting colors and changing up the color tones in an image. There's not a whole lot of tone or AI or contrast or detail or clarity. That kind of stuff is really not in these presets. There's probably a little bit of that in some of them, but primarily it's all about colors. And so that's why I call them finishing touch presets. You might go in and make your normal edits to a photo and apply all kinds of stuff, and then at the very end say, I kind of want to experiment with some different colors. So add a new layer, stick one of these presets on there and see how it looks. Now, having said that, yeah, you can use these as your only preset. So I'm just going to stick this one, Dresser in Indigo, on there. And you can see it's got all this stuff on there. That's got a little bit of clarity, but it's mostly all color related. But here's what I like to do is I just like to click on the overlay preset button, add a new layer, and then maybe go stick another one. I've got this long lavender look. Maybe take that down a little bit. Or, you know what, maybe I'll do this one, Fearful Yellow Eye, right? Maybe adjust the opacity. Then add another layer and stick this pale gray for guilt on there. And, maybe stick another overlay preset layer and come over here, and I'm making this up here, add this Tan and Sandy Silence. Now, pretty much I'm always adjusting the opacity, only because it very quickly can get like completely strange. As I said, they're weird. I can't help it. So here you can see what I've done with the layers. I had the base layer. I've added 3 more layers. Let me just close this preset window, and there's the before and the after. So it actually looks good to my eye. But again, that's why I call it a finishing touch preset. I haven't done anything with the tones here. I've got all these kind of color things. I'll just click on these other filters. You can kind of see they're all kind of color related. There's a little bit of tone there, but it's mostly color related. And same here, right? Mostly color related, bicolor toning and all that. So it just gives you some color flexibility. It allows you to shift colors, which is why I named it that. So let me close that. And I've got this image. Now this one I did in a video a week or two ago about Aurora HDR. This is a 3 exposure HDR. I've done nothing else to it, right? This is the final photo. But I might come in here and just after I'm done with it and say, hey, maybe I want to kind of screw around and see what I can come up with. So maybe I'll choose this Dreadful Lemon Sky, or maybe I'll take this Dresser in Indigo, but that's too blue. So you come over here and maybe take it down a little bit, and you kind of went from that to that. Looks pretty cool. This Free Fall in Crimson looks pretty neat here, maybe a little too intense. So again, just take the opacity down and experiment. I like this pale gray for gilt. It's kind of got a greenish hue to it, but it's kind of a, I don't know what to call it other than kind of a Blade Runner kind of look in terms of what it does to the city. So there's the before, which was my original HDR, and here's the after with this pale gray for gilt preset. So again, you know, Green Ripper actually looks pretty cool here as well. I would come in here and maybe take down the amount of that green, but it makes for an interesting sort of color shift. The bottom line is a couple things. Number one, I think of them as finishing touch presets because, as I said, not a lot of tone, not a lot of AI or any of those kind of things. Number two, it's pretty much all about colors. And number three, it's free. So if you don't like them, sorry, but you don't have to use them and you didn't pay for them. But, you know, I've got a link down below where you can go read about it on my blog and click the link there to download. And that's about it, my friends. It's just something I wanted to do. I've actually had these for a number of months. I've been experimenting with them and building these different sort of looks. And finally it just got to where I was like, all right, I need to be done and just release these. And the truth is, I'm not sure if anyone's going to like these. And so I was going to make it a preset pack for sale, but I don't think of it as a real preset pack because it's not about changing the light and adding detail. It's really just that final step that I like to talk about, and that is color. And so I didn't want to charge for it. Now, I accept donations. You can see that down below if you want to buy me a taco or a beer or whatever you think it's going to be, and I guess whatever I think it's going to be. You're welcome to. I would gladly accept that, and I appreciate it. If you get something out of this and you feel like you want to do that, that's great. And if you don't, totally cool too. No obligation whatsoever. But these are yours to play with. Share it with your friends. You know, be sure and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Like the video, that sort of thing. But that's it, my folks, my friends. Have a good time. I hope you get something out of it. And thanks for tuning in. This is sort of a thank you for all the support you've given me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I'll be back soon with more good stuff to talk about regarding Luminar and Aurora. So that's it for today, my friends. Enjoy the presets. Have fun out there. Be careful. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. And adios.